If you're playing this game long enough, you probably notice that some of the weapons seem like a worse version of other weapons or just bad weapons in general. So today we'll talk about some weapons and changes what they need. But before we start, you should understand one thing. The developers prefer to use real numbers of weapon characteristics. That's why many things about weapons won't change in this game, because they are based on real numbers. Let's start from the easiest one. AK-74 itself is a pretty good weapon for long distances. It has great velocity, range and recoil. But when it comes to close distances, it becomes one of the worst weapons. For now it takes third place in the slowest time to kill in arms among primary after weapons. So I would change its RPM from 640 to 650. First of all, it will be the same RPM as real life variant has. Secondly, it will make AK-74 slightly better. It won't make this weapon OP, but it will be more realistic and little bit better. So why not? Same thing goes with Karel. I would increase RPM of this weapon from 625 to 650. Next weapon is Eagle, and I think many of you know what's wrong with this pistol. How the hell it doesn't have one tap potential. There is basically no reason to use it at all. Compared to other pistols, it needs the same amount of bullets for killing the head, it needs 6 bullets in arms instead of 10, but it has much lower RPM, and also it's the heaviest pistol in this game. The only good side it has is velocity with range. But what's the point of using such weapon long distances when it takes so much time to kill somebody? It's kinda strange logic that weapon with such caliber is not able to kill with one bullet in the head, when we have 9mm weapon which can do it on pretty long distance. The Eagle definitely needs higher damage in head, and also I would increase damage in arms, so instead of 6 bullets it would need 5. These changes won't make this weapon overpowerful. Moreover, when almost all weapons in this game have one tap potential. OTS 14-1A, or how we call it in Russia, Groza. Overall, Groza is a great weapon, but there is one thing why almost no one uses it. Terrible iron sights. So I would add option to put some sight instead of iron sight. For example, like in PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds or COD Cold War, which will make this weapon much more playable. I would really love to use it if it had such option. Next we have ASG-553, AK-5C and L85A2. These weapons have not the best time to kill in arms, especially such weapon like L85. For now it takes the first place in slowest time to kill in arms among after primaries. But it's not the main problem. When you look at reload speed of other weapons, you could see that some of them may have slow partial reload, but fast full reload in the same time, and other weapons may have fast partial reload and slow full reload. But these weapons have absolutely different situation. These three weapons have the slowest reload speeds in each category. Because of that, they just become worse versions of other weapons. For example, compared to M4, SG and AK has slow fire rate, much slower reload speed, worse velocity and worse range. These three weapons really need some changes about the reload speed in positive direction. Next we are moving to SMG class. If we compare reload speeds of these weapons to assault rifles, it's pretty strange that weapons for close distances have slower reload speeds than weapons for medium-long distances. I would make reload speed for MP7 and MP5 slightly faster. In case of UMP45, it needs much faster reload, especially when it has such max size. And the last thing that I would change is reload speed of P90. I would make it slower, which will be compensated by its max size. Next we have SVD. Compared to OTS-03, it has a little bit better velocity and range, but also worse RPM, bigger weight, slower reload speed in each category, and also doesn't have access to increased mag. It definitely needs some reload speed buff. And the last weapon is G36. It feels like worse and overpriced version of M4. Worse velocity and range, worse partial and full reload, it doesn't have access to increased max, doesn't have empty rails, and worse recoil. The only good things it has is slightly lower weight, but if you watched my video about weight, you know that it's nothing. And another thing is stock 3.5 optic, which is real light, and also you can put some sight on top of it. Pretty cool feature for skirmish and open world game modes. It's pretty hard to say what G36 needs, it just needs some rework. It needs some differences so it wouldn't seem like just a worse version of M4. And that's everything that got into my eye. As I said before, developers use real life numbers. Because of that, it's pretty hard to suggest something in guns balance. But these weapons really need some changes, especially such weapons like Deagle, G36, Groza, and SG-553 with AK-5C and L85A2. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and some comment, it helps a lot with video promotion, and I will be more motivated to continue making this video. Don't forget about my Discord server with builds and tier list, and see you next time.